Hello there. This video will be again in the series of multi-chain playlist, and this video will be focusing on sharing a PDF in a blockchain platform and with access controls. So we'll start with we'll be starting two machines, virtual machines. We'll have three users: Node A, B, D, and then we assume that all these three machines have got multi-chain installed. So meanwhile, I'll start the machines. So here I've got this machine, and here I've got this machine. So let them start. So meanwhile, I'll just tell you what is the intention today of this video. So these two machines, they have three users in all, and the multi-chain blockchain, the platform, the software is already installed, pre-installed in these machines. And we'll be starting with we'll create a blockchain, which we'll name it nuts and bolts. Thereafter we'll create a stream. Thereafter we'll create a binary cache, and all these streams and binary cache, in case you're finding them new or you are not aware of these terms, so these videos are there in the multi-chain playlist in this channel. Thereafter we'll create a binary cache, then we will identify one PDF, and we'll convert it into hex format. Then we will upload that hex converted PDF into the blockchain. Thereafter we will meanwhile just enter the password. Okay, and here also. So we'll upload that PDF hex into the blockchain, which is nuts and bolts. Thereafter we'll define access controls to the users, and to the users whom we have defined access to the PDF on the other nodes, other than the PDF from which node we have uploaded from. They'll be able to access that PDF, download it, and then convert it into the absolute format, which is the PDF. We'll check the hashes also, compare the hashes, and thereafter we'll close the video. So we'll now start with this. So meanwhile, I'll just check if this is started. Yeah. So this is my other machine, and we'll log in here. And we'll just see the state here, and we'll go to this terminator. Okay, now this is node A, and node A, the IP address is this 192.168.10.22, and we'll clear this screen. And the other machine, which is this one, has got a similar desktop, so but they are different machine. So this is 21. So now I'll just minimize this machine here, and I'll go to this main machine here, and I'll open another terminal, and we will just log to that machine. That machine was 21, so node-d ssh node-d @ 192.168.10.21. So here we are. So we are at node D. So this is node D and this is node A, and we'll also open another machine that is node B, which is another user, but that will come to later. For now, we'll start with the video today. So as I said, this is 22 and this is 21. Okay, so now I'll not explain much on the commands, because all these commands we have earlier also used. So multi-chain, util, create, nuts. So this is the name of the blockchain that we'll be creating. So this is created with default parameters. We will not change any parameters, and this we will run as daemon here in node A, and so this is they're ready. Now this is the main machine, and now any other user who would be interested to connect to this blockchain, which is nuts and bolts, it will have to use this command, multi-chain nuts and bolts, at this port. Meanwhile, we'll just check what are the address it is got. So multi-chain dash CLI nuts bolts, that's the name of our blockchain. Get addresses. So this is the address of this node A. Similarly, now we'll use simply cut paste this command. We'll place it here, and we will just paste it and connect it. So now we get the message that blockchain has been successfully initialized, and in case this user node D has to be granted any kind of permissions with respect to connecting, sending or receiving, these commands have to be executed at the admin node. So now what we'll do is we'll again use this command. We'll just check the address, although it is mentioned, but with the command we'll just see. Okay, now this is not connected because it is yet to start with the multi-chain daemon. So we will just cut paste from above here and we'll place it here, and now it is connected. Now if we try and get the address, so it is still not there. So what have I done wrong? Oh, sorry. Multi-chain initialized. Yeah. So the problem is that this is not getting connected, or this is not getting started in the daemon mode because this has not been granted exclusive permission. So we'll have to use this command, multi-chain CLI. We'll just copy it and we will go here and we will paste it. Now once we say paste it, a transaction hash will be generated. This is 93 BC etc. This is the transaction hash. Now we go here and we do this get address. So we should ideally get this, which we are not getting. And now, okay, now I have to run that daemon again. So now you see there is a difference. While we had run this blockchain daemon command earlier, so starting up node, retrieving blockchain parameters, successfully initialized. Now here again the same things have come up, but node ready. Okay, now here we didn't get the message node ready. So now this is node ready. The message has come. So hopefully we'll get the address now. Yeah. So here we have got the address now. So this is the address of node D, and this is the address of node A, what we have got earlier. So this is the node A address. Now we have created a blockchain. We have shared the access control permissions at node D, via which it has connected to the nuts and bolts, and it is also getting the information. Now information check, we can just get into the interface mode. Here we'll go here, multi-chain CLI. We are going into the CLI mode so that we do not have to type every time this multi-chain dash CLI nuts and bolts etc. So we just say get info, we'll get the parameters of blockchain. All these parameters are simply picked up from the blockchain which has been created at node A. Again we can just use another command, help. These are standard commands, and then we can say list permissions, sorry, a typo, list permissions. So it has got permissions. So if you remember, what is the address? 1P is node A, and there should be one address which will with the connect permission. So this is 18i5s. So this is the node D, this node's permission which is given, exclusive permissions which have been granted, that is connect. Otherwise it was not connecting. Now the things have been the things are getting access from node D. So now we will create a binary cache. Again, binary cache is, if you remember from the earlier video, it is just to populate the blockchain with some kind of data. So create. So we'll have to go into the we'll just copy paste from here. I've got this bad habit. I take much time in copy paste, but okay, let me multi-chain CLI nuts bolts. I come here, I say create binary cache. So this is a binary cache which has been created. Now this is the reference address that we might require later. So I just paste it here. Oh, sorry. In fact, I'll just make it whole screen. We'll just save it into okay, it is not installed. So vi binary will create, and we'll just save it here. Okay. So more binary, yeah. So this is the binary cache, and we'll go again into the interface mode. So we have come back to the interface mode. Now we'll create a stream. Now again it is in the same manner. Create stream. We'll create stream 1, and we will define some access controls. Restrict, nobody will be able to write to this stream unless otherwise exclusively granted. So we are just defining the access controls here, and I think this will be okay. Yeah, so this is the hash here. So these things, whatever hashes are being created, no need to write them, but just keep in mind that there are hashes connected with each and every transactions. So now we have created a binary cache, we have created a stream, and now we will have to grant permissions to access this stream data. So if we say now, because we have still not populated any data in the stream, so what we'll do is we will grant the exclusive permission. So get addresses, so this is the address, and we will grant the permissions from here. So grant 18i5s, what you see on the screen, send. Now why are we granting? Because the other node should be able to granted permission to send something to this node. Then another exclusive permissions we need to say is that it should be allowed to write or read. So here we are granting this 1 8 etc. the permissions to write. Now we will go to this node D, and till such time we subscribe it, we will not be able to do anything, we will not be able to access anything. So we will just see if it gives us anything. List stream key items stream 1. So it is not yet giving anything. So I think there's some parameter missing. Did I miss anything? Yeah, okay, I think key 3 I am missing. Key 3. So what this message is saying, not subscribed to this stream. So I'll have to subscribe to this stream. Subscribe stream 1, and subscribe means the permissions that I had granted here, connect, send, stream 1, write, etc. All these I will be able to access from node D, whatever permissions have been granted to me, only after I subscribe. So here I subscribe. So here I have subscribed it, and now what we have to do is we'll have to find a PDF. So we'll just go to any search engine. Yeah, so now we go to this search engine and we say whatever comes our blockchain PDF. So we get this. So this is a random PDF that I've got, and I save it here, blockchain paper, and we will store it on the desktop. So it is now stored, and now we will have to convert this into hex. So we will use some hex converter. So here we will come here, we will select this blockchain paper we have just downloaded, 2159. So we will see this, we will remove the 0x, and we'll insert stop the insert new lines after each. So we will just save it, upload it again, and we should get all this. So this is the hexadecimal of that file that we have just downloaded. So now we have to copy output to clipboard. So this thing has to be, whatever this hexadecimal has been generated, now this is to be uploaded to the blockchain. So we'll again go back to the terminal. First of all, we need to just revive what was that binary cache, more binary. So this was the binary cache, and we will have to append binary. Now this is the command, this is the command line, append binary cache. Now what is the address? Binary cache, this is the address, and what we have to do is that we have to publish that hexadecimal. So we'll again go back here, and we will complete, we'll take the complete output, copy output to the clipboard. So supposedly it would have copied, and now when we do the paste here, okay, I'll just clear the screen a little bit so that things are little screen clear and okay. This I will maximize for now, and here I paste this output, what the converted hexadecimal is. Okay, now, and I paste it. So the complete hexadecimal output of that PDF that we had just converted, now we are appending this into the binary cache that we had just generated. So it will take some seconds, I think, before we get the complete. Now this is the command line. Command line means wherein we have just said append binary cache, name of the binary cache, and then we are appending this data. So now we press enter. Now it is going to take few minutes, I think. So till such time we wait, I'll again restore all the terminals, and we come here, and now meanwhile it is getting uploaded to the blockchain. We'll again come here at node D. List streams, so it is still empty. If you can see, it is still empty. Now you see there is some changes happening every time I run this command. So this is the population happening, which is on a real time. So this is on an increasing spree that we are seeing the uploading of bytes to the blockchain. So we'll just wait for a few seconds till we get a terminal here. So once we get over with this uploading, thereafter we'll publish the binary cache to the blockchain, and for that we'll just simply use that command publish stream 1 key 3 and the cache off chain, and we'll be able to see what happens in node D. So just waiting for a few seconds more. So meanwhile we'll do one thing. We'll split this horizontally, and we will go to another terminal, another user, I think node B. Yeah, so this is another user which is on the blockchain, and we'll do everything what we have done at the other node. That is we will simply subscribe what commands we had given here. We'll simply replicate them here. So get address, multi-chain, get address. Yeah, so this command we will run here at node B. Now what we are trying is, node B is another node which is coming onto that blockchain network, and this node is trying to connect to the main node. So here it is retrieving the blockchain parameters from the seed node, and in few seconds we'll get that it is connecting. But till such time we grant exclusive permissions to node B, nothing will be uploaded to the blockchain and will be visible to the blockchain from node B. So let's wait few seconds more. So yeah, so the blockchain has been successfully initialized at node B. Now in multi-chain, now again we'll get the same address, CLI nuts bolts get addresses, because we have not granted any permissions from the admin node. Now what was the size of the file that we are trying to upload? I think it is a blockchain paper. So it is just 1.8 MB, and it is taking, I think it has already taken about 2 minutes. So let's wait a little more. Now here comes, I'll just like to mention that it is taking so much of time. It is already taken about 3 minutes plus to upload a 1.7 MB file. So while we increase the size of data, so this is likely to be a problem in a real-time situation, in real case scenarios wherein we try to upload data to a blockchain in any manner. So it is like we'll discuss it in some future videos. So yeah, future videos about this decentralized storage. How can we use decentralized storage and blockchain together so that this issue of uploading this taking time is resolved. So for now, this thing, the binary cache has been appended with this. So I'll also show you the directory structure of what is happening here. So we go to this directory cd.multichain, and we go to this directory cd nuts and bolts, and we say here, so we have got this cache here, cd cache. So it is here cd, so in case ls minus lrth, sorry, minus lrt. So here we have got that 1.8 MB file. So this is visible here, and it is stored in this binary cache. So this is just to show you how exactly it is stored. So if we go here, Control C, and we got C multi cd dot multi chain cd nuts bolts, and we go to cd cache. Okay, cache has not come up here because it has not been published. It is only available here. So now what we'll do is, now we'll publish the cache. So simple command, we'll go again to the interface, multi-chain CLI nuts bolts, and here publish. Okay, we'll just take that, what was it? Yeah, publish stream 1 key 3, and here we say we give the command, and we say cache. In which cache are we trying to locate this data? Publish. So this will give the cache address, and then we'll close the brackets, and we'll say off chain. Now off chain is the parameter which defines wherein on what nodes all this data will be published. So now the moment I say this, okay, now we'll again have a look here what is happening. So cd, not cd, we'll go to this multi-chain nuts and bolts, and we will see list items. So it is blank as on date, as on time actually, as on date is wrong. So I publish it here. So now, okay, now I have done something wrong here. Publish stream 1, publish stream 1 key 3 cache. I have done something wrong. What have I done? Okay, yeah, there are 2 commas which should be 1. Yeah, so now this is the transaction hash has been generated, and now let's see what is the difference. So here now you see the difference. I'll just pull this down. So while it was not published here, so it was giving blank list stream items, it was giving blank. But after publishing, after I run this command, so you can see there is some data population here. Off chain, yes, true, available, true, transaction ID A09500, whatever transaction hash is available here, so the same is visible here. Now this has been granted exclusive permissions. So first of all, this node will remain silent because this has not been granted any kind of permission. This address has not been used, granted any permissions from node A. So node B remains silent. So this was just to show you that in spite of a node being available on the blockchain, it is not necessary that same data is being populated at each and every node like a Bitcoin blockchain, which is permissionless. Now this we are seeing a scenario of a permissioned blockchain. So for now we'll just close this blockchain, sorry, node B, so that we get a just close this block, and we are back here. Now at node B, here we'll come back to the terminal. At node D, sorry, at node D, what this is the transaction hash which has been generated. So simple command, multi-chain CLI nuts bolts get TA transmission, get transmission out data, and we will give the transaction hash, and we'll save it as a demo.txt file. So everything, whatever is published into that cache here, whatever we have published here in this cache, so this comes out at this node, at node D. It is saved in form of a demo.txt file because that is all hexadecimal. So we'll just save it. Okay, now I have done some mistake again. Parsing error is, okay, multi-chain CLI nuts bolts get tx out data, get tx out data, multi-chain CLI nuts and bolts. Okay, sorry, double arrow, where is that? So I think again some error has happened. Now we'll see what error. Why should I type a double arrow? Again an arrow, txid. Yeah, I have done mistake. Now the mistake is very simple though, but I have not noted down the size. So that size is to be mentioned here. Now what size am I talking about? For that I'll have to go here, cd dot multichain, cd dot nuts bolts, cd cache, ls minus lr t. So this is the thing that I need to mention here, 176. So here it has to be mentioned at this point, from 0 to this number. Yeah, now ideally, now I have to define here the number of bytes that I want to extract out of this blockchain. So I have to define that the complete file size, the complete number of bytes have to be transferred. So now one single error was giving this. So now I have defined, so now everything is there. So pwd, so this is the home slash node d. So for now I will go to that node d, the physical machine, although it is a virtual machine. So it was there. Okay, so where was I? cd. Okay, it should be here only, ls minus lrt. So here we have got this demo.txt. Okay, now we are at the other node which has downloaded that text file, and now we will convert the this text file into a readable format. So we'll just okay, xsd demo. So this complete thing has been downloaded. So this is what we are interested in. But how do we read this? So for this you can all use any kind of file. So hex to text, we'll go here and we will take this home demo, and we will see that this complete thing has come up here. So this is the thing. So we just copy it. So this is, we have copied it, and now we'll open another window wherein we convert from hex to the file that we are trying to convert to. So sorry, this hex to file. So we'll place simply here whatever we have copied from here. So we downloaded this text from that file demo.txt, and we have read it here. We have simply copied it here, copied here, hexadecimal into file. We'll remove all this and we'll name this file anupam.pdf, and we will convert it. So let's see what it gets converted to, and we'll place it here. We'll say 25. Okay, Anupam, we'll save it as anupam.pdf. So it is there on the desktop. Where is it saved? I think desktop. So yeah, we have just downloaded this file here and see. Okay, md5 sum anupam.pdf. So it is BA5E1, and we'll go to another machine. We'll just convert, just check out there also. So I think it was in downloads. No, desktop. Yeah, blockchain. So md5 sum block. So BA5E1, and again cd a desktop md5 sum anupam.pdf. So here we see 9ab 9ab. So we have shared a file on the blockchain, and we have checked up the hashes also. Now I'll just revise from a summary point of view of what we have done from start to end. We started two virtual machines. On these two virtual machines, they had three separate users, node D, node this is the node A, this is node D, and then we had a separate user which is again on the blockchain, but that has not been granted any kind of permission, so there is no access to that node. But the routine transactions wherein no permissions have been defined, so they will be populated there. So here we started with these three users. So on node A, that is on the screen that you see on the left, here you created that blockchain which is known as nuts bolts. As we created, address was generated. Again, we ran the multi-chain daemon on both node A and node D. Whatever node D was generated with the address, so that address was given exclusive permissions at node A. After these permissions were generated, the multi-chain was pre-installed in these machines, and we created a blockchain, we created a stream, we created a binary cache at node A. After generating that binary cache, we identified one PDF, random PDF on the Google search, that was blockchain.pdf, and thereafter we converted that PDF into hexadecimal. We uploaded that complete hexadecimal into the blockchain, nuts and bolts. Thereafter we defined exclusive permissions for node D from node A to read the stream, to write the stream. So of course we have not written anything, but these permissions were granted so that there is some exclusiveness to node D. So these permissions were granted to node D, and thereafter we published the complete PDF hexadecimal onto the stream from node A. It took few minutes, and thereafter it was uploaded on the blockchain. Once it was uploaded to the blockchain, the stream was published, the stream was available at node D. Thereafter we downloaded that with the help of get tx out data, and in that get tx out data we had to define the number of bytes. So we gave the complete number of bytes from 0 to I think 1763994, whatever. All those bytes were defined in the output file, which was as a demo.txt file. That demo.txt file got downloaded at node D. Thereafter we went to this node D, and we converted with the help of few websites that complete hexadecimal into back into that anupam.pdf, and just for a check that that PDF is the same, etc. or not, we simply compared the hash values. So 9AB130, 9AB130 on both node A and node B. So herein this video I'll close, but this will be a very interesting video for those of you who are trying for the first time something with your own hands on the terminals, and of how actually the blockchain works. So here we granted, this is a permissioned blockchain, the multi-chain whatever we have practiced today. So this is a permissioned blockchain. We have granted exclusive permissions to node D from node A, while node B, which was seen in the middle of the video, the permissions were not granted. So it was able to connect, but till such time the permissions are not granted to that node, it will not be able to see, or it will not be able to access any kind of data. So with this I'll just close this video here, and do ask any questions, or do practice this. This is a very interesting thing, and this whole concept of multi-chain platform is pretty interesting. So you can see whatever you have learned till now, whatever concepts you have imbibed in practical, so you'll be able to practice them in hand, and you'll induce more confidence. So thank you so much, and if you have learned something, do like and subscribe. Thank you very much.